right, here's a quick video on antennas. Everybody likes antenna videos. Santa brought me a new antenna, and so of course I'm going to put it on my VNA since I've got it. And so what antenna do I have? Well, you can see here there's a dip. This is from 100 megahertz to 500 megahertz. So there's a dip over here and a dip over here. That's the 2-meter dip, and that's the 70 centimeter dip. So it's a dual band antenna, and it's doing good on 2 meters and doing good on at 440. And there's the Smith chart. And so what is it? Well, it's right here, and it goes up to there. So it is a Nagoya 771. And the reason that Santa brought me this was I wanted one because I have a Nagoya 771, which I've always been suspicious about. I don't remember where I bought this one, but it didn't look quite right to me. It seemed to work okay, but I was always suspicious of this antenna. And so let's compare the two, all right? First of all, we'll compare the physical properties of the antenna, okay? And then we'll look at the electrical properties. So let me disconnect this, and we'll get to my setup. I know people are going to complain about my setup, and I'm going to try to put people at ease. But this one says Nagoya trademark NA-771 VHF UHF, and even has a Q code on it, which they didn't have back in the old days. Now the interesting thing of this is its shape. It's for a Baofeng connector. It's got a little bullet shape here, and then the antenna whip has a bulge in it. Okay, it's at one diameter about 1/3 of the way up, and then it goes to a smaller diameter the rest of the way up. So it's a little bit thicker here. It's not a bulge, it's just thicker here and then thinner at the top. So you think maybe that's just mechanical. Might be electrical, but might just be mechanical. Okay, so let's look at my old one. It says Nagoya trademark NA-771 144 430 megahertz. So exactly the same printing. The base looks different. It's not bullet shaped like this one. They are a different shape. And the printing on this one's blue, this one's silver. That might be age. Might be this is an older design, this is a newer design. But it has constant thickness all the way up, so no bulge. It's the same thickness everywhere. And again, it's for a Baofeng, so it can't be that old because this connector style wasn't popular until recently. But I said I've always been suspicious of this one, so let's put it in the setup here, and let's take a look at it. And you can see that it does okay at 144, but it's not as good at 440. It doesn't have as good of a match at 440. So people have complained in the past that, oh, you can't test ducts without it attached to a radio, or you can't have it unless you're touching it with your fingers, or you need to have a rat tail or some type of counterpoise to it. Okay, so let's take a look at all of those things. All right, let's put well, first of all, we'll do it with this one. Okay, so it's in a vise. Okay, so that's what it looks like in a vise. I will take it out of the vise, and now I'm holding it with my fingers. Okay, so I'm holding it with my fingers, and it didn't change at all. All right, didn't. Can we put this all on one camera? Anyway, it didn't change at all. Okay, now I'm going to take the counterpoise. I'm going to take the rat tail, and I'm going to. Oops. I've got lots of things to worry about here. I'm going to take the rat tail, and I'm going to touch it to the bottom of the antenna. And see, I'm touching the top of the antenna. Okay, so here we are. Okay, now I'm going to touch the bottom. I'm touching the bottom. Now I'm not touching the bottom. Now I'm touching the bottom. I'm not touching the bottom. So adding a counterpoise doesn't do anything at all to the radio. Nothing. does not change it. So grabbing it doesn't do it. If I grab up the antenna, it changes it, of course. If I grab at the loading coils at the bottom, you can kind of get it to go. So I'm adding capacitance and stuff to it, okay? But if I put it in my little vise and I do kind of hands off, okay, it's very, very stable. So I've just put it in a vise here. So what about the vise? Okay, so I'm going to, I know that I've got reflections here. So let me get rid of the reflections. Can we see everything together? Okay, this is in the vise all by itself. I'm going to touch the vise. I'm touching the vise. Hardly anything happens. I'm going to take my rat tail. I'm going to attach it to the vise, and nothing happens. Okay. So touching it, nothing. Rat tail, nothing. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So again, so this is with the old antenna that I had. Now let's put in the new one that I got for Christmas. And we see that the 440 is a nice dip now, okay? All right, so let's do it again. Not touching the vise, touching the vise. Not touching the vise, touching the vise, okay? Changes a little bit, not much. Here's a rat tail. I'm gonna add the rat tail, no rat tail. It is changing out here a little bit. Rat tail, oh, now it's not. That's because I had my hand up. See, my hand was up near in the radiative part of the antenna. I got to stay away. So I need to be underneath the antenna for it to do correctly. So I'm going to touch the rat tail, not touch the rat tail. Touch the rat tail, not touch the rat tail. It doesn't do anything at all. Disconnect it. I'm going to hold it in my hand. Now I'm holding it in my hand. Now I'm going to touch the rat tail to it. It doesn't do anything. Okay, so hope people aren't all in a bunch with worrying about antennas and how you test them and stuff. So anyway, so what did we learn? We learned that if you want to buy a Nagoya antenna, buy it from a reputable source. So I don't remember who this was bought from. I think it was bought on Amazon, but it was through DX or Giga or some reputable ham radio source. And it came in packaging. It was direct from Taiwan. And yeah, it looked like the real deal. This one, yeah, I'm still kind of skeptical of this one. It still might possibly be a true Nagoya from the old days. Maybe they've improved on it over the ages. I just don't know. If anybody has any comments, it'd be interesting. I do know that this is my new favorite antenna, though, because it does seem to work much, much better. So there you go. Nagoya 771 from a reputable source. Seems like a great antenna.